Hey everybody, in this video I want to talk about comedy, being funny, being witty, being punny, comedic timing, and all those kind of things that go into being a funny person. Let's talk more in just a minute. Hey everybody, this is Doug Fall welcoming you to Augmented Actor, where we help you augment your acting career with tips, tactics, and tact. Today we're looking at comic timing and comedy and how to play it and how to be it and stuff. So for me, anybody who's been with me in a social situation knows that I'm generally a pretty quiet person. I don't speak up too much in group situations. I tend to function really well as a comedian when I have other people talking to me about different various subjects, because thoughts will pop into my mind, and every once in a while I'll just sit there and listen, and then I will come up with a really quick, witty, well-timed reply that gets the room to laugh. And I've been praised by certain people that I have a quick wit and that I'm a funny person. But the perception is that you come up with that all off the top of your head, and that's not necessarily the case. I mean, yeah, sometimes a zinger just pops out and you land it right off the bat, but it takes a little bit of practice. And usually in my head, I'll see the conversation will start to go in a certain way, or somebody will mention a certain subject, and I will then think of something funny to say, but then I hold it back. I don't say it right away, and I wait for somebody else to say something about that topic again, and then it's ready to go and I can land it. So that's part of comedic timing, is especially in an improv sort of way, is to not give all your nuggets away right away. Think of them, and as you think of them, just have them at the ready, and then if somebody brings the subject that way, or you can guide the conversation back to that subject, then you can land that nugget of comedy. But people that just blurt things out or wait 30 seconds or more after the topic has been brought up to say something funny, those jokes never land, and people go like, oh, okay, what are you talking about? So that's the thing, that quick wit is not necessarily quick, it's just pre-planned. What is comedic timing, and how can you learn comedic timing? Well, it's a hard thing to teach, and some people just have a knack at it. You get better at it, and again, by trying material out with your friends in conversations, that's where you kind of learn what timing works and what timing doesn't, and how much space to give before you land a joke. Now, for stand-up comedian, if you're delivering stand-up comedy or lines in a really funny show that's scripted, it's all about the timing and that energy between you and the audience. I saw a video by another stand-up comedian, and I don't remember her name offhand, but I'll try to put a link down below. Anyway, she describes landing your comic timing like a bell curve. So as the audience is laughing, you wait for their laughter to peak over the curve, and as it's starting to come down right at the top there, you want to land your next punchline. And if something is not landing in a show, if a joke isn't getting the response you want, consider just adding an extra half a second before you say it, or saying it a little bit quicker the next time, or say it with a slightly raised inflection or a slightly lowered inflection, or say it off the cuff, kind of mumble it under your breath, or say it strong and bold. If you try these different little variations, you'll suddenly find one that works, that gets the laugh, and then you know that you can stick with that. And it's all about discovering those little minute adjustments to make something work. Now, this is important to do when you're in theater or stand-up comedy, where you're doing the same material night after night after night, because it gives you a chance to play and work on things. But it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to land a joke in a film, so to speak. But a lot of that happens because of the timing of the editing and the cutaway shot to what a person's looking at, or a reaction from another actor. That's what makes those situations funny in a film. So a lot of that is largely out of your control. And you also need to think in terms of threes. Certain comedic interviewers like Conan O'Brien, Jimmy Kimmel, they are really good at saying something off the top of their head and then coming up with another way to say the same thing right after that, and then another way to say it again. So you hit with three bang, bang, bangs on the same subject, the same topic, in rapid succession, and that creates a build in your comedy. So even if the original statement wasn't that funny, the next one adds onto it in a slightly slightly different way and then adds on to it again in a slightly different way. I'm trying to think of an example of that, and it's escaping me right now. It's leaving the room. It's fleeing with its life. Okay, there. That was a little example. It wasn't a very good one, but you know, you double down on something that didn't get a laugh the first time and keep going with it until it does get a laugh. That's a trope of comedy. Comedy is all about the delivery. You know, you've seen those deadpan comics like, who's a good example of that? What's his name? Stephen Wright.
If you shoot a mime, should you use a silencer?
Super dry delivery, just very monotone. He just delivers these zany zingers one after the other, and they make you laugh because he's being so serious. And other people kind of laugh at their own jokes, which sort of, that's me. When I say something funny, I can't help but laugh, which if nobody else laughs, it looks like I'm a psycho. And if everybody else laughs, it kind of helps bring the laughter about by laughing at your own jokes. Now, when you're doing comedy in a play or a scripted thing, or even as a stand-up comedian, you rarely want to laugh at your own jokes because that makes it even funnier sometimes. So how you react and how you deliver is something you need to consider. How would you advise somebody on how to be funny? How are you funny yourself? How do you think comic timing works for you? And how would you explain it to another actor? Let me know in the comments below. That's pretty much it. Hey, if you like my somewhat funny and tragically true shirt, you can order this on augmentedactor.com. And I know we don't call it coronavirus anymore, but COVID-19 sounds so boring for a funny shirt, right? So I guess I'm done here. If you made it this far, thank you so much for sticking around to the end. Watch these videos if you want to see more stuff like this. And I will see you next time. Bye!